GBC President emphasizes the need for unity. Many civilians killed and injured by strikes in Sana'a and Taiz. Heavy Saudi bombardment on several governorates. Good evening, welcome to Yemen Today's News. I'm Ali Nasr al-Khamri. Former President of Yemen, President of General People's Congress, Ali Abdullah Saleh, met today with sheikhs and dignitaries of Bani Matar Directorate of Sana'a Governorate. In the meeting, the GBC President emphasized the unity in facing the foreign aggression on our people and country, paying tribute to those who fought for their homeland at many stages of national history, especially from Bani Matar. President Saleh pointed out that the Saudi regime pays big money to force Yemenis to fight against each other, stressing that it's so shameful for some Yemenis to be dragged behind such dividing policy. On their part, Bani Matar sheikhs and dignitaries reaffirmed their support for popular cohesion in order to keep Yemeni unity out of foreign and territorial designs. Two civilians were killed and others were injured by Saudi war strikes on the capital city of Sana'a. According to Yemen Today correspondent, the Saudi strike targeted a building in Beit Bous neighborhood south of Sana'a, leaving 2 dead and 4 injured. The Saudi warplanes hit Sana'a city with heavy bombardment targeted Attan area among intensive flight. In Hajjah Governorate, the Saudi airstrikes killed 10 civilians in 2 different crimes in Abs Directorate. The Saudi warplanes targeted with airstrikes Al-Ajjar farms, leaving at least 7 farmers dead. In Bani Hassan of the same directorate, the Saudi airjets killed 3 civilians and injured others. The Saudi warplanes launched another raid on Al-Mazraq area of Harad district, keeping heavy flight over the area, causing fear and panic among citizens. Meanwhile, in Sa'da Governorate, the Saudi warplanes launched heavy bombardment along with artillery and rocket shelling on several directorates. The enemy's jet fighters have targeted with 3 strikes on Dayhan and Al-Ju'mala area of Majaz Directorate, and with 4 others areas of Razih and Al-Dhahir Western districts. In Sahar Directorate, the Saudi fighters hit Al-Virya area with 3 strikes and Al-Isha area with other 4, in addition to hit Al-Far' Valley in Kitaf district with 2 other strikes. In the meantime, the Saudi army launched heavy artillery and rocket shelling on Al-Muqni' and Al-Sheikh areas of Munabbih bordering district. In Taiz Governorate, the Saudi air fighters killed 4 civilians and injured others by targeting public market in Maqbana Directorate. Local sources in the Directorate confirmed that the strikes which hit Al-Barah market have killed 4 men and a child and caused serious injuries to other civilians. It is worth mentioning that the Saudi warplanes committed lately many mass killing crimes in the western directorates of Taiz Governorate. Saudi-led coalition committed a new massacre in Yemen, killing at least 23 civilians, including children and women, in the latest series of deadly strikes by the alliance. Here is a report.
Children and women are always among the target bank of the Saudi aggression since its beginning. The Saudi-led coalition in Yemen committed a new massacre, killing at least 23 civilians, including children and women, the latest in a spate of deadly strikes by the alliance on the eve of Trump's trip to Riyadh. Saudi-led massacre have drawn condemnation from rights groups and humanitarian agencies. A military source said a vehicle carrying passengers in the town of Mosul, southwest of Taiz, was hit in the deadly raid. The passengers were heading back to Mosul after a shopping trip to the nearby town of Barh, the military source said, adding, several bodies have been torn into pieces. The Saudi-led coalition is taking people's life for granted, with no consideration to international or humanitarian law that prohibited targeting civilians and their properties during war. The new massacre comes day before U.S. President Donald Trump is to arrive in Saudi on his first foreign trip since taking office in January. Washington provides intelligence as well as area refueling to coalition warplanes, conducting airstrikes in Yemen with American and British supplied weapons.
Displaced people of Taiz in the capital city of Sana'a organized a protest in front of the United Nations head office, demanding that Saudi aggression must be stopped to end their suffering away from their homes. Here is a report.
There have been many protests in this square for more than 2 years. Displaced citizens of Taiz protested against the continuation of Saudi aggression and forced displacement of them from Taiz under the silence of the United Nations of what is happening in Yemen and in Taiz in particular. This protest of displaced citizens of Taiz is against Saudi aggression and forced displacement. Jawhara Hamid abandoned her city, but her displacement did not change her steadfastness for the country. The pride of Yemeni people does never despair. We protect Saudi Arabia. We are neighbors. They must respect that. They must end their aggression. They shake hands with US and Israel. Why Israel is a friend of them and Arabs are enemies? We will never kneel. We will resist whatever it takes. The attendees expressed their resentment of the international role and its cold language in dealing with the situation in Yemen. We're all Yemenis standing here side by side. The reason of displacement is the barbaric aggression. They abandoned their city, which was Arab culture capital. Taiz has been distracted and people have been forcefully displaced. We are here to send UN and the world our message. This stand, which is similar to hundreds of stands taking place in the same square, demand the United Nations to end its silence and to call on Saudi Arabia to stop its brutal aggression and unfair blockade on Yemen. The continuation of UN silence increases the level of killing and destruction in Yemen. Saudi aggression must quickly end.
The Minister of Foreign Affairs, Hisham Sharaf, has met in Sana'a with a delegation of the Swiss Agency for Development and Cooperation, headed by Head of the Water Unit and Environmental Status, Marc-André Bonzel. At the meeting, they discussed the repercussions of the spread of cholera epidemic in a number of governorates. And in the meeting, the Foreign Affairs stressed the need for the immediate opening of the Sana'a International Airport to facilitate the arrival of emergency medical assistance and medical supplies needed for the efforts to combat cholera. And now, ladies and gentlemen, back to today's headlines. GBC President emphasizes the need for unity Many civilians killed and injured by strikes in Sana'a and Taiz. Heavy Saudi bombardment on several governorates. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.